Back in the kitchen with Richard Bock, chef and owner of Giuseppes on 28th, located on Indian School and 28th Street. And in the last segment, he showed me how to make these, well, something that ended up being like this, but we pulled the mozzarella. We started with the curds, then we added the hot water, and we pulled and added, like, patience.
Exactly.
Patience and love,
patience.
right?
Yes.
Like, you lose the love, you lose the goodness.
That's right. It won't come together.
It just doesn't come together in the best way. And now we've got a lot of other ingredients here, all of which I'm completely drawn to create what?
Right. We're going to do a little salad with the mozzarella. So this is the fresh mozzarella that's come together.
The little slice where you were feeding me in the break.
The slice was, Stephanie already had some.
Quality control.
So we're going to use the arugula as sort of a base.
Okay.
And we're going to then layer the mozzarella with prosciutto and then a little homemade pesto over the top and a little balsamic and olive oil just to round it out.
Okay.
So we'll start with a little bit of arugula. This we do in the restaurant.
Speaking of the restaurant, like, how do you, there's so many, pardon the term, there's so many Italian joints out there.
Yes.
So how does yours kind of stand out, and how are you different than the other guys?
Well, I would say we're different because we're so small, and it's extremely homey, and we're right on you. There are only 32 seats, and we just are there every minute. I watch every dish that comes out.
Sometimes I think Italian, and I even shy away from it, but I don't even know if it's true Italian. This is where I think I'm so Americanized with Italian flavors that I don't know if it's truly supposed to be as greasy as it ends up coming out.
It should not be greasy.
No?
No, even, I mean, American Italian is is very different from Italian Italian. American Italian is really a cuisine all of its own.
Okay. I mean, but it's good, don't get me wrong.
It's very good.
But it's so heavy.
It's heavy. And I think a lot of that comes from the abundance that the immigrant Italians saw when they came to America. And they would see all this food and delicatessens, you know, endless amounts of meats.
Right.
And which really was not so available before they emigrated. In other words, these were basically poor people that had basics.
Like the stuff that they would grow and then that they would make with their own hands, and then all of a sudden they came here and they're like, oh my gosh, I've got this and I've got this, and they threw it all together.
Exactly.
I see.
So this is, so I've layered that a little bit. It's sort of our riff on a caprese, you know, without the tomato. And this is a little homemade pesto. We're just going to drizzle it over.
Okay, so many variations in pesto. Is this a pine nut pesto?
This is a walnut pesto.
Walnut, okay.
Walnut pesto.
And why do you like that? Why do you like that nut for this particular pesto
I just
dish?
like walnut. The pesto I make at the restaurant is walnut, and I just like it better than the usual one, the pine nuts. Now,
if we were at home, we can't do the pulled mozzarella because the curds are really difficult to find. But we could easily pick up some of the store stuff that's in. Would you recommend the one that's in the water or the one that's in the oil?
In the water. In the water.
I always go for the one in the oil. What's bad with that one?
I really don't know. I've never even seen that.
Oh, yeah, it's flavored and in this like olive oil, and it has like all these beautiful herbs and.
Oh, well, the flavoring's in the oil.
Yes.
Yeah, not in the mozzarella.
Okay.
Yeah, so the mozzarella, I like to put whatever.
Oh, it goes back to the whole Americanized thing. Stephanie, it's just the clean, basic stuff, right? Back to your diner, do you have specials that people, you know, I know that as people are out and they're kind of just running around and doing errands, a lot of times they're looking to run into a place that's small, but they can still really kind of stretch their dollar.
Yes. Well, I would say we're not cheap, but we're not expensive.
Okay.
You know, I mean, you can, with wine and eating from top to bottom, which is a pasta, maybe a nice big salad and a dessert and a glass of wine or something, it's still under $30.
Oh, okay.
So it's not too bad.
Well, and if you're talking again about like the personal service that you have with what 30 people that basically eat there, and the fact that you're locally owned and operated, I mean that's so key. I mean, to avoid, you know, the big chains that really aren't doing anything for our economy. That's huge in and of itself. So, well, I'm going to eat this last bite. I've stretched as long as I can because I want the last bite.
Well,
and the longer I talk, the longer it takes to eat it. So I'm going to have you stick around.
Great, okay.
Because here in another 20 minutes, we're going to be preparing one of your favorites, I hear.
Yes.
As my producer, what do you love about it?
Well, first of all, it's one of the most famous pastas in Italy.
Okay, it is?
Every home makes it. Every mother, grandmother, everyone makes it because it's so simple. It's just oil, garlic, and hot peppers. But it's a staple in Italy, and it's almost a litmus test for if you know what you're doing.
Oh, okay. We say the litmus test for last. We should have done that at the beginning, and then we would have known how the show would go.
That's right.
We're going to be back with him in just a little bit, Andy.